Hi, I'm Ed Winchester.
And hello. My mic's on, right? There we go. What's up? What's up, everybody? It's game time. Well, almost. Almost. Not quite. Not quite. What's up? You ready to see the Netherlands take on the Japanese? Who you got winning this one? Let's take a look at the scores for today. Of course, Australia beat Turkey at fucking 12 in the morning. Why is this my fucking image? I changed the image. Now this thing is switching images on me out of nowhere. Where is it? Where is it? It was supposed to be this one. This one. There we go. Oh, whoops. Yeah, sorry. Japan is not up 1-0. See? This is why when people are like, dude, you should put like one headphone in so that you can hear the game. No, because I am an idiot and I barely know how to do live streams. So you think I'm gonna know how to separate audio and keep you from hearing it and just I hear it? Christ. I can't do that. I'll fuck everything up. Because I'm a fucking Muppet. I got the Netherlands in this one because that is the number 7 team on my top 10 that I am rooting for. So I will be rooting for the Netherlands. Nothing against the Japanese. Japan is the number 1 country in that region that I want to visit. So nothing personal. Nothing personal. Have you familiarized yourself with the team sheets, lad? Well, let's see. All right, so we got Japan against Holland. How do you like that? The Japanese, and the Dutch. That is our World Cup matchup for today. And, whoa, did my feet go out? No, it did not. Hope you're excited. I hope to see some people from the Netherlands in the chat today. If you're from the Netherlands, press 1. Let me see ya. Let me see ya. Let me see ya. All right, moving on here. And here are the lineups. You want me to attempt to say some of these names here? All right, let's start with the Dutch here. Verbruggen, Van Dijk, Dumfries, Van Heck, Van de Ven. Van de Ven. I love that one. De Jong, Reyenders, Gravenberg, Malin, Gakpo, Somerville. I probably butchered all of those, sorry. Fuck. All right, Ron Up is from the Netherlands. Keely's from the Netherlands. Alice is from the Netherlands. And Easy is from the Netherlands. Thank you for pointing yourselves out. Sorry for butchering your fellow countrymen's names here. All right, now let's go to Japan. Suzuki, Watanabe, Taniguchi, Ito, Don, Sano, Kamada, Nakamura, Ueda. I don't know why I'm saying it in an Italian accent. Maeda, Kubo. Fuck. Somebody said not bad. Other people said that was ridiculous. So I tried. I really did try. So that's your lineups. All right. Who do you think's going to win? Who do you think's going to win? You think it's going to be the Netherlands or Japan? I know this is a very uh anticipated match here. That's why I put it up on the schedule. So you guys be the judge. Let me know. Let's take a look. I'm looking at a sheet here that has previous games. So, of course, Scotland beat Haiti last night. Well done. Very happy about that. Australia beat Turkey 2-0. Shock. So some people seem to be shocked by that. It makes the USA versus Australia a even more anticipated matchup coming up. And I saw the highlight. I watched the highlights of that one. And I got to say, the Australian goalie did a fabulous job because there were like 4 attempts at the goal there by Turkey that could have easily went in. And he played his heart out and stopped them all. So, well done. And then Germany, holy shit, 7-1, dude. 7-1. My God. Poor Curacao, man. Which is right next to Aruba, by the way. But that was a fucking ass whooping. Didn't catch any of that, though. But looking at the score, I mean, you know what happened there. All right. Did you see the Scotland fans in Boston? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I forwarded one of the things about that on Instagram on my story. So we got almost 200 on YouTube. Where are we at on Twitch? Let me see. We got about 25 on Twitch. All right. So still got time to build up. But usually by this time, we usually have around like 300 on YouTube. Echo is following. Welcome. I think I agree with that. Curacao you can't really embarrass yourselves when you have a very tiny country and you get unloaded on by a powerhouse. So I think I agree with you with Mungo about that one. So Echo just subscribed. Thank you. Appreciate that. Up to 30 now on Twitch. I actually did know that, Kian. That's a very good dude. Japan is one of the cleanest countries. I'm gonna do my Jeremy Clarkson in the world. They take a lot of pride in that too. I love it. So thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Only 2 likes on YouTube. Get those up. If all 190 of you hit like at the same time, we'd have 190 likes on YouTube. It's free and it only takes a second. Helps get the stream out. Because I don't know how many. I know I got a few followers from the Netherlands, but I don't think I have many. But get the word out to Holland, man. I'm rooting for you. That's why I wore orange as well. All right. Speaking of that, do you want to see the upcoming stream schedule? Let's check it out. What are we doing here? Here we go. Here it is. Spain and Cabo Verde. I put this one because this is the one time I do want to see an ass whooping. Nothing personal, Cabo. I'm doing good, Rocky. How are you? All right. And Tab is currently on a 7 stream streak. I hope you're doing well. All right. And then we got France and Senegal. This is a double header here. Back-to-back streams. France and Senegal, and then Iraq and Norway. And then, uh-oh. Look what we dragged in here. Come on, England. Got England against Croatia. Another country I'd like to visit, by the way, Croatia. So, Those are the sorry. Look, we're already starting here. Sorry you have to watch England, Boomer. But hey, that's my number 3 team, baby. So.
Hi, I'm Ed Winchester.
Okay. I wonder if they have anybody who is from Aruba on this squad. They'd probably just be playing from Aruba, right? Not the Netherlands. Hey, Vinbad, how you doing? Buddy said no Belgium. Belgium! Belgium! Who's team 2? The United States. Have we not gone through this? Are some of you guys first timers on these streams? How many World Cup streams have I done? Actually, I can't do that because I got to pay attention because we're about to fucking get going here. We're about to get going, baby. I got Netherlands. You know what my prediction is? My prediction is Netherlands 2-1. 2-1 is my prediction. But I feel like this is going to be a hotly contested match. Very close. Very close. Could be a draw. All right. I can't hit the clock yet. He hasn't kicked the ball on my stream. He's about to, though. Here it comes. Remember on YouTube, there's a like 45-second delay on YouTube. Here we go. He started it. There we go. Let's go. Let's get it. So if you have to pause my stream and then or pause your feed and line it up with mine. That's how the watch along goes, baby. All right, Japan is coming out. Wow, Japan is coming out serious. They went really fast down the pitch. But Netherlands clears it out. Now it's on their side. They get it down and they're attacking. And we're on our way. We're on our way. Let's go, fucking Holland, man. That's why I wore orange as well, because I didn't know they wear orange uniforms. God, that the whole everything's orange. The socks, the shoes, everything. But I figured I've seen a lot of Dutch fans on Instagram wearing orange, so I was like, well, I've got some orange shirts, so I'll put one on. So that's why I wore it. So we're off and running, baby. Let's fucking get it. Let's get it. Fucking Netherlands 2-1. Nippon. That's like the Japanese word for Japan, isn't it? So I don't need to look at that anymore. I don't need to touch anything over here. We're good. We're good. All right. Get in. Let's watch one of the more highly anticipated matches of this week. Shoes are kind of pink, someone said. Yeah, I see it. Yeah, you're right. King says, Boomer, watch your YouTube videos all the time. Love them. Hope you enjoy the tea cakes. Hey, I appreciate that, King. Welcome back. Has to be said that the vast majority of the first Americans were British or English, and it is influenced by English culture to this day. But England still isn't super liked by America, it seems. I think that. Oh, damn, that was close, dude. Wow. Wow, that was very close. That was a good save by Suzuki. Jesus. That was impressive by the Japanese goalkeeper. All right. What was that? Dude, that referee is terrifying. Did you see that guy? He moved around like a fucking Terminator. But no, I think that English hate Americans more than Americans hate English for sure. If you don't believe me, sometimes you should check out my fucking comment section on my videos. And I'm not talking about the ones that simply are taking the piss. Uh, how do you send videos for me to react to? I mean, look, you can do it on Patreon. You can put it in a comment in a YouTube video. You can send it to me on Instagram. I will not react to shorts though. Some people endlessly send me shorts and I don't react to a single one. And it really all depends. And you know, I might not react to it. Some people really, they send me you haven't sent me suggestions, and they're like, you haven't reacted to a single one of my suggestions. Well, I'm sorry. It just, the ones that you happened to send me it didn't interest me. Or I might have actually reacted to it and then I didn't laugh, or I was like, what the fuck is this? And then I stopped the recording and threw it in the trash. So, you know, I actually saw a message about that the other day. They were like, this guy Neil, why do you always react to this guy Neil's fucking videos, man? Like, what is Neil one of your fucking favorites? Like, I'm sorry, Neil's sending me good shit. What do you want me to do? He's sending me good, funny shit to watch. How often do you that's a good question. How often do you stop recording mid reactions because it's not good? It's actually not often. I have, I find a lot of things funny, but it's not often. So it doesn't happen too often. See, there he is. There he is, Neil. Neil Murdoch. How you doing, man? He sends me good shit. I'm sorry. There he is. You want to blame him? He's in the chat right now. And you want the truth? You want the 100% truth? It's gotten Neil is so good at sending me shit that sometimes I don't even mention his name anymore because I know people are gonna make, oh, Neil again, what the fuck? So there you go. Is that the Japanese manager? Yes, it is. Oh my god, he's taking notes. He's actually got a notepad and a pen out, dude. I'll tell you one thing: if you have a Japanese manager, you know your team's going to be disciplined. That's for sure. Uh-oh, Netherlands got a little handsy there. Don't punish him. Don't punish him. River Wood Chicken just about recovered from Scotland's win. I bet you went nuts last night. Well, actually this morning. I bet you went a little crazy, didn't you? Some people are saying like, dude, they played like shit. Hey, a win's a win, dude. Take it when you can, mate. All right. So, we're about 8 minutes in. What do you mean that's what are you talking about slightly racist? Are you talking about my comment that you know if you have a Japanese man, you know your team's gonna be disciplined? Like they fucking are good at instructing people? That's racist? The fuck out of here. Take a night off, man. Can't even fucking compliment cultures anymore. Japanese people are some of the fucking most disciplined people in the fucking entire world. How dare they? How dare you point that out? How dare you give them a fucking compliment? Fucking hell. Ten minutes in. Let's see. Netherlands, get on the attack here. Ah, kicked a little too hard. Too hard. Holy shit. I don't even know what that was. I hear you're a racist now, Boomer. Yeah. I can't point out how wonderfully disciplined the Japanese people are, but I can laugh at Dr. Shakamoto. That's allowed. All right. Is that what that was? I thought it was the fucking flag. I thought it was the flag too, but I wasn't sure because his face was like painted. It didn't look red. It looked like brown, but maybe that's because my color on my feed is off a little bit. I don't know. I gotta, dude. The Netherlands wearing orange, like on my screen, it is like fucking like ridiculously bright, ridiculously bright. All right, we're up to 221 on YouTube, about 31 on Twitch. So I feel like I feel, you know what I feel like? I feel like that isn't my fault. I feel like that's because, like River Wood Chicken said, there's still some people across the pond who are recovering from last night. So, all right. Not much happening so far. Feel like the teams are more feeling each other out. Other than that one attempt by the Netherlands at a goal, which Suzuki just fucking, that was a phenomenal save by him. How are the numbers for the Scotland game? Oh, they were great. It was like fucking consistently around like 40 on Twitch and 400 plus on YouTube. The numbers were excellent. It was the funniest I have ever seen the chat. Also, by the way, the chat, especially by the second half, I think everybody was sloshed. Everybody was fucking hammered because some of the chat messages, like over half of them by the second half, I couldn't understand what anybody was saying. It was fucking. That was me happy about your super chat, Neil. That was not me wanking two blokes off. I promise. Japan on the attack. Looked like some pretty good D from our Dutch boys. Not just, you know what I've noticed here? It's not just a lot of not just orange jerseys, but there's a lot of orange hair among the Dutch too. All these guys have got orange hair. Again, it might just be the screen. My screen is like notoriously bright. That was me jerking off two ghosts. Well, I hope they were satisfied. And thank you, Neil, for the super chat. Appreciate it, man. You think it's wigs or hair color, really? I think that was also what it was too, because I looked sometimes in the chat. I don't think they misspelled it. I think they purposefully spelled things wrong to emphasize their Scottish accents in the chat last night. It was really funny. Really funny. Last night, hands down, the funniest chat I've ever had. It was amazing. I loved it. Rocky says, "Yet no orange in their flag." I found out by watching a movie that they used to have orange in their flag, didn't they? Because I was watching a movie. What was the movie I was watching? The Bounty. I was watching that, and I noticed toward late in the movie they pull into this port, and I'm like, "What flag is that?" Because it had orange on it, and I didn't realize it was the Dutch flag of the time. So, um, I did not know that. I did not know that, or maybe I once did, and I just forgot. Scots do that. They type in their accent sometimes. Yeah, it was so goddamn funny. I loved it. Definitely the funniest and most fun chat I've probably ever had on the channel. And I feel like I have to apologize because I didn't properly appreciate it, because last night I was running on fumes. So like, you know, if you watch back that watch along, that second half, I was dragging, dude. I was dragging hard. I actually had to take a nap before I even started this one, because I was like, I don't want to do another watch along tired again. So getting pretty close, but Japan clears it out. Coming up on 20 minutes here. Not too much has happened. They can't figure each other out. Note atmosphere. No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't. If it was 100 years ago, maybe, or 200 years ago, but no. Did you know that the Netherlands are considered the best football nation never to win the World Cup? They have been in the finals 3 times and lost. I did not know that, no. I do know that because I watched it last year. The Netherlands knocked us Americans out the previous World Cup in the beginning of the knockout rounds. Remember that? It was 3-1. It was 3-1, I believe. 3-1. Sorry, I forgot that I had the desktop audio off, so I don't. Did you hear the? I mean, did you hear the super chat? Yes or no? If you heard the super chat, type 1 in the chat. I had the desktop audio off, and I think that cuts the audio feed for the super chat. So sorry about that. But wow, Ben, amazing! You got a whole family that watches me. That's actually kind of terrifying. Kind of terrifying. But tell Jacob I said hello. Didn't hear it? I'm sorry. I had the sorry. For everybody who did a super chat and didn't hear their things, I'm sorry. I had the desktop audio off. My bad. Fucked up again. Hey. Ooh, Japan said no. Japan said no. Kubo got hit pretty hard on that one. Sorry about that. Let me see if I can. Can I move this thing? Why did my chat freeze? Fuck. Netherlands is pressuring though. Probably should be watching that instead of fucking around with this stuff. But let's try this. Let me know if you hear this.
This is a test super chat message.
Heard it? Okay, cool. Sorry, I had it off for those of you kind enough to send in super chats. Sorry about that. All right, we hit the 300 threshold here in YouTube viewership. Nice. And just as I said that, it went down to 270. Damn it. Shouldn't have said nothing. There used to be like a button or something that like if I wanted to repeat the super chat, it would say it out again. What happened to that? Kind of wish they still had that. Oh, I don't know. All right, Japan has the ball midfield. What are they going to do? What are they going to do? Quite good numbers for the random team matches. I wonder what it will be for England. Yeah. You know, actually, if I remember right, I think the best numbers that I had were actually for the actual world. I mean, the best numbers that we had were for the friendlies that had England involved. So.
Did you see the partridge commentary of USA v Paraguay on Patreon, Booms?
Oh, yes. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Did you send me that, Al Capone? That was you? I did watch that. Yes, I like that. Thank you.
Boomer, how far do you reckon the US can go in the tourney? Obviously dream of winning, but if you had to make a proper prediction? Hi from Wales, AOK hand emoji.
Thank you. Appreciate the super chats, guys. Leon, thank you. You know, I think since it's a 32 team round, it really depends on who they draw in the first round. If they advance, they got to advance first. Let's not get premature here. I mean, it's looking good so far. Art Monkey says, "Stop watching this guy. He's the world's biggest Muppet with a forehead you could land a 747 on." Art Monkey, the trash talker, is back. Man, it's good to see you, Art Monkey. I love that guy. Awesome, best trash talker that I have following me. But Leon, yeah, since it's 32 teams in a knockout stage, so I think they could probably win one, and then once it gets to the 16 teams, then they're gonna have some fucking problems. But it also, if they draw somebody big like fucking, France or even the Netherlands, in the first round, it could get tough. I feel like a lot of people are, and I'm saying this as someone who's very happy with that 4-1 result against Paraguay. I'm very happy with that result. But I think a lot of people switched their tunes. They were kind of laughing at us like, yeah, they're not going to do anything. And now I see even like football channels saying like, oh, we might have a powerhouse on our American powerhouse team on our hands. And I'm like, yo, pump the fucking brakes. Pump the brakes. Okay? Pump the brakes. Anyway, want to bring this up again.
Hi, I'm Ed Winchester.
This is the upcoming stream schedule. We got, I'm going to be doing watch-alongs for Spain versus Cabo Verde, France and Senegal, Iraq and Norway, and England against Croatia. That's the big one. I know that might be the biggest viewership we have on the channel for obvious reasons. So, there we go. That's the upcoming stream schedule, but we got to get back to the game here. So let's do that.
No Scotland, no party. Scotland emoji.
Oh,
unicorn emoji.
It's repeating
Scotland
some of the
emoji,
older
unicorn emoji.
super chats now. Hopefully it goes through all of them again.
Found out yesterday that my 18-year son, Jacob, also watches King Boomer.
That's awesome and terrifying, yeah.
Did you see
oh my god, and they skipped the other guy's one.
v Paraguay on Patreon, Booms?
I agree. This game needs a goal to really get going. I agree with that.
Boomer, how far do you reckon the US can go in the tourney? Obviously,
Japan is on the attack
but
here.
If you had to make a proper prediction? Hi from Wales, AOK hand emoji.
Wales! Fucking love the Welsh people, man. They're awesome. So, Scotland versus Haiti in the 2 in the morning got 9.8 thousand views. Beat United States versus Paraguay, which was around the same time the previous day, 9.1 thousand views. Canada versus Bosnia and Herzegovina got 8,000. The very first match, Mexico versus South Africa, got 13,000. But again, the 2 friendlies that I did that had England in them beat all of them.
US could dominate football if they tried. 500 million people in the richest country on earth. Would be like France, Spain, and England combining.
Thank you, Al Capone. We got potential. Oh, Japan looks like they might score here. Nope, too high. Went way too high with that shot. We got potential. If we, every time we try to like focus on a particular thing, we do pretty well. Sports wise. So we got the potential. If we just apply it correctly, we it's possible. But we still got a lot of catching up to do with some of the football powerhouses of the world. So Also, because I enjoyed that result, that 4-1 result so much, and everybody's switching their tune. Oh my god, they might be a powerhouse. I don't want them to jinx it either. So I'm like, shut the fuck up, please. Just shut up. Shut up. Just let us slide under the radar, please. You know? So but yeah, the viewership for the England friendly is the one against New Zealand and then the one against Costa Rica. 17,000 views, 15,000 views. So those, I'm telling you, England dominates the viewership on this channel, man. So I expect that the England-Croatia game is will have the most people join along. Ooh, the Dutch were on the attack, but Japan cleared it out a little bit. Dutch still has the ball, though, about midfield. They're probing. Doing a little probing. Den, welcome. Hello, Charlie. Charlie, sorry. Welcome back, Daniel. No worries, man. The real River Wood Chicken here says, oh, King just subscribed. Thank you. Appreciate that. River Wood Chicken says, the real potential in football is India. Biggest population in the world now, and their football culture is getting bigger and bigger. Could be onto something there. Could be onto something there. And he also says they've never qualified for the World Cup, really. But when they start to, it could be a problem. Good evening, Dusty. All right. So I was hoping that I know I got a few followers from the Netherlands, so I was hoping they'd show up for this watch along. And somebody was asking earlier, I might even make a graphic here so I can put it up at some point. And I think I actually will do that for my top 10 teams that I'm rooting for, because no, not just to suck up to you lovely people, but I want to put their like records or next to it and the point totals, you know, for their particular groups. Maybe, you know, that might be a cool graphic to put up at some point. So India is too cricket focused. You're probably right about that. Mets games, like the New York Mets. Why am I going to live stream for the New York Mets? Who are unless it's another team you're talking about? Because I hit my American brain immediately think, are you talking about the New York Mets? Got to be a football team you're talking about. Sorry, it's not ringing a bell. All right. We're 32 minutes in. This has been kind of a dull game, I'll be honest. Kind of a dull game so far. Not a lot of action. Just as I say that, Dutch is probing down the field. They hit a cross. Pan heads it back out. But Netherlands retains possession.
You need to stop concentrating on hand egg, hoop ball and rounders.
I actually don't concentrate on basketball anymore, Al Capone. Thank you again for the super chat. I don't like what basketball has become. It's really oh, come on. Oh. I think that was the closest they got in a while since the beginning of the game. I don't watch basketball anymore. It's too many 3-pointers, and they won't let people play defense anymore. It's gotten way too soft. Way too soft. I didn't watch a single playoff game this year. I didn't watch the NBA Finals. I know all the New Yorkers are setting their own city on fire right now in celebration. Which normally I would be like, because I hate all the New York teams. So normally I would be like, fuck those guys. But honestly, I don't even care. Don't even care. Oh, damn, that was close. Damn. That was very close. He did head it right at the guy, but yeah, that's LOL. I said Mets, yes. MLB win when you broadcast World Cup games. They win. Learn to read, you Muppet. Well, you got to type some proper fucking English, mate. It looked like I was reading a second grader's message. See, I can give it right back to you, you fucking plum. All right. 35-minute mark. Netherlands with a kick here. Let's see what he does. Come on, do something. Whose uniforms are so bright? It, like, when they zoom in on them, it hurts. It hurts my eyes. Boomer, do you watch UFC now? No. No. I don't watch the UFC. I was always more into boxing, but even that, I only watch, boxing when there's a highly anticipated, fight. Look at all the Japanese fans. They had to travel a long way. They sure did. Boomer is a scallywag tonight. Yes, I am. You want to see the lineups? Okay. There they are. They look good. I think this is the best they've ever looked with these colors. There they are. Thank you, Daniel. Appreciate you, man.
No Scotland, no party. Scotland emoji.
Dude, my thing keeps glitching out and
Scotland
repeating.
Emoji,
so I don't
emoji.
have a button to repeat the super chats, but every time I switch scenes, it'll play all of them again.
Found out yesterday that my 18-year son, Jacob, also watches King Boomer. Did you see the Partridge commentary of USA v Paraguay on Patreon, Booms?
Somebody said, what is this? Where'd it go? Somebody said thanks for reacting to my football club burning
Boomer,
down.
how
That's like
far
one of
do
the
you reckon
darkest
the
chat
US can
messages
go
I've
in the
ever
tourney?
received.
Obviously dream of winning, but if you had to make a proper
Jesus.
prediction, hi
That
from
was
Wales, AOK hand
horrifying.
emoji.
So tragic what happened there.
US could dominate football if they tried. 500 million people in the richest country on earth. Would be like France, Spain and England combining.
Well, goddamn.
You need to stop concentrating on hand egg, hoop ball and rounders.
Well, I'll never stop watching rounders or hand egg, as you said. I just ordered another Buccaneers jersey too. There's a Dutch bird. King Boomer, your next game you should stream should be Football Manager. You know, I was actually thinking about playing like FIFA or something. Maybe I should do that. The FIFA games, I remember playing like a couple FIFA games, like even in the Sega Genesis days and the N64 days. And even then they were fun. I've never played like a modern FIFA game like in the last like 20 years. So maybe I should start there. What's the difference between FIFA and Football Manager? If Football Manager, it sounds like you're just like kind of like an executive who runs the team. You know, what's the difference? Let me know. Let me know in the chat what the difference is. A lot of Scots fans visiting Fenway today. Oh my God, they're going to have a blast. Fenway, as they would say, Fenway Pack is one of the oldest stadiums that we still have, and it's still one of the best. So as much as I hate the fucking Boston Red Sox, man, their stadium is a gem. It is an absolute gem. So I'm actually very jealous for all the Scotsmen that are visiting there today. I'm jealous. Football Manager isn't a pick up and put down game. It actually becomes consuming. Yeah, you run the entire club. They had a baseball game like that too, where you, instead of playing, you just like, you know, ran it executively. But I want to play, you know, I actually want to play the game, you know. It sounds like fun if you're really into like accounting, that kind of stuff. I actually tried it with the baseball thing, and then like after, because they got, I forget what the baseball game was called, but they have some video game where you're a baseball executive and you run the club. And it's very interesting, but after, you know, a few hours it got boring to me. I'd rather just play an actual baseball game. So I think I should go with FIFA. Camden Yards is very, very iconic. It's not nearly as old as Fenway though. And Fenway, they don't make ballparks like Fenway anymore. Like that, it's such a unique ballpark. It's really something else. And honestly, like Scotland, the fact that they drew a game in Boston, I think was like probably the best, because I bet the people of Boston fucking loved them. I really do. And the evidence, and I've seen evidence of that in some of these Instagram things, posts that I'm seeing. So for those of you who don't follow me on Instagram, I'll pull it up. Let me tell you what one of them said. We're approaching halftime here, but and Japan is probing. Oh, Japan on the attack here. Crosses it. Let's see. No, a little too high, but then it go. Oh, that was very close. Very close. Very close. So I forwarded this in my story, but it's from a guy named Lou on X. He says, partying with Scottish guys in Boston. Incredible energy. Can't understand a single word. Sometimes I struggle with those Scottish accents, man. Especially the Glasgow one. Boomer, create yourself a player and do an entire career mode. You think so? You think so? I'd want to get a feel for the game first. Some baseball stadiums are nice. I do like Camden Yards. Fenway is iconic. I can't remember what they're all called. Oh my God. Whoa, dude. That Dutch guy needs to chill. That was a little too much. Man, they really have it out for Kubo, don't they? That's the second time I've seen Kubo just slammed to the ground. Oh, Japan crosses it. Oh, I thought that was a goal for a second. Hit the outside. So Japan is getting some action on the goal now. Let's see how close it actually was. Yeah, couple feet outside. So if you want to look up, because baseball stadiums in the United States are the best stadiums. They're the most beautiful, the most aesthetic. They're just, a lot of them are gorgeous. But if you want to check out the ones that are really, really pretty, I can't remember what they're called because they always like change their name every few years because whoever puts their smears their giant logo on it. You know, they let some places do that. So the one in San Francisco, the one where the San Francisco Giants play, that's a really good one. Where the Pittsburgh Pirates play, that's very beautiful. Who else we got here? Trying to think of, but those are two very good ones. Miami's is pretty good now. Miami's got a good one. Real Wilo, how you doing? Welcome. DL, yeah, you're right, DL. I mean, I did it because, like, because I was like, it was more curious than anything. If I didn't record my reaction to it, I would have just watched it. There's been a couple things where people want me to watch like disasters or something horrifying, and I've checked it out on my own without doing a reaction to it because it just feels weird sometimes. You know, you feel it's an unpleasant feeling knowing that you're recording yourself watching. You know, essentially like people, a lot of people died. You know, so only +3. That makes sense though, because they didn't do a lot of stopping in this match. So all right. About 270 on YouTube and about 26 on Twitch. And we're coming up to the half here. The guy has that one Japanese guy had half of his eyebrow shaven off. You see that? Wrigley Field. I mean, I think Wrigley Field is kind of overrated, but for its history, yeah, like I think it's the oldest baseball stadium, but it's kind of a dump. Actually, it is a dump, really, but it's historical. That's why Fenway Park is so great. Shaq, welcome. Fenway Park is so great because it's almost as old as Wrigley Field, and it's still gorgeous. You know, so Are you up to speed with the Lego scandal? No, I have not. I know Charlie Penguins is he's covering that like every other video, and I usually click on like a lot of his videos, but because I've been so busy, I just haven't kept up with it. I don't know what's going on. I have no clue. I just know that there is a Lego scandal. I don't know what is really going on. That's how out of the loop I am with some of this stuff. So it is halftime. Nobody. Let me stop that clock. Put a 45 on it. So, well, I got, what, 10 minutes to kill? So if some of you guys want to, fill me in, as briefly as possible, fill me in on the Lego scandal, I'm all ears, man. Or I'm all eyes, because I'm going to be reading it in these chats here. Fenway, they renovate it every, like, few years, but they don't really change it much, like... They just keep it kind of like up to date, but it's still you still feel like you're in a time machine when you're there, and it's still beautiful. It's amazing. Rumple, I'll wrestle you, sure. So, what do you think? Kind of this has been like, of the games that I've watched on stream, this has been the most boring one so far. But I feel like it's because it's not knocking the teams. I just feel like they can't figure each other out. You need way more than 10 minutes for the Lego story. Yeah, I probably do, Easy. Here, King is making an attempt here. He says, Lego scandal involving Reckless Ben. Arrests and lawsuits, the closure of the store at the center of it all, what the company describes as manufactured viral hysteria, and a GoFundMe that raised $670,000 for a family in Oregon. Instead, we merely gather these facts and pass them on to you brick by brick. Game needs it. Yeah, the game needs some goals, man. There were a couple close calls towards the end of the half. Nathan, why do you want me to react to all the videos that just, everybody does those. I already know about the British Crusade for slavery. I think I watched that video on my own like fucking 8 years ago or whatever it was. Are the baseball stadiums exempt from things like monster truck rallies and Taylor Swift concerts? I certainly fucking hope so. Somebody went to court without a lawyer? Well, if you're better than the lawyer, that usually works out, but yeah, not recommended. Mr. Steven, when the Three Lions play, I will be ready. I will be ready. In 2026, The American retail franchise Bricks and Minifigs, brackets BAM, and YouTuber Reckless Ben Schneider became involved in a dispute over the ownership of a Lego Star Wars collection promoted to be worth $200,000 US. The collection was originally consigned to a BAM franchise location in Kaiser, Oregon. What did Daniel say? Old man sends $2,000 worth of Lego to Bricks and Minifigs franchise to sell. Franchise gets sold. New owner and corporate refuse to acknowledge the agreement and say they don't have the Lego. Police are covering for the business, as it turns out. They're all in the same Mormon church. YouTube, whoa. YouTuber investigates, gets in trouble, and is now in Mexico, running from the police. Yo, what? What in the fucking Goodfellas is going on with this Lego shit, man? Nathan, I don't have to react to those. You know why? Because I already know how great you guys are. I do. I do. Boomer, one thing I don't agree with is over in America they are feeding ads on the water breaks. Makes it seem like it was never about player welfare, but way to make money. A lot of Europeans in particular are upset about that. But you know, this is America. People got to get their fucking advertisements in. You know, what can I say? I don't like it either. Somebody said England's not that great because England gave the world James Corden. I loved watching that fucking one guy call him a fucking full kit wanker on television because he didn't know how serious of an insult that was. That was amazing. Exo says he's not getting ads on the water break. So if you have a British feed on your TV and you're not getting ads, don't worry about it. Because it's just our American nonsense. You don't have to worry about it. What's this? Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that was. He was 1,000% correct. I know how you feel about Mr. Corden, Craig. Oh man, is Lego Boy in jail? No, he just told me that he's on the run. So here's what I want to know. Okay, this is the key question here. So this YouTuber is on the run, right? Is he still posting YouTube videos on the run? That's what I want to know. Because if he is, that's amazing. That's amazing. And I am going, as soon as the stream ends, I'm going to be looking into this story thoroughly. Probably not thoroughly. I'm just going to get Charlie's word on it because he's pretty thorough in his videos. Yes, but his last one was titled Final Video. Okay, so somebody in the YouTube chat says he got gag ordered or something. So what, they took over his channel and they're not letting him post anything anymore? Speaking of James Corden, there he is. How do you like it? The full kit wanker is on the television screen. How do you like it, dude? I don't even know if you're getting the same ads, but he's on my fucking screen right now. But he's good in Gavin and Stacey. I actually really like Gavin and Stacey. As much as people fucking dude, I had like 100+ people unsubscribe because from my Patreon because I started Gavin and Stacey. It was wild. Wild. People hate him that much. And I even had people in exit surveys, right? Like, what's the reason you're leaving this Patreon? They typed in Gavin and not Gavin and Stacey. James Corden. It was fucking crazy. It was actually like really funny that people who would hate him that much, they'd be like, nope, I'm out of here. You'd watch the Coffeezilla? Coffee. You'd watch Coffeezilla instead? Okay. Because he's very thorough. So, I might watch him do it instead. Or I might watch them both, man. I'll watch him and Charlie talk about it. All right. I'm going to do this before the game comes back on. Okay. Hello, Matthew. Stop spamming, please. I see you. Stop spamming. Have you pre-booked your flights and hotels for after the Brazil match yet? No, I have not. Hey, but I gotta keep, All right, Matthew, last warning. You gotta stop. Last warning. See if he does it anymore. Unless Craig took care of it already. So, I have not pre-booked flights to Scotland, no. But if they beat Brazil, I will spend a week in Scotland. Just Scotland. I will avoid England, Wales, and Northern Ireland and just do Scotland. If that happens. I will be exclusively your party prisoner for a week. Okay? If you go to Scotland, avoid Paisley? Why? What's wrong with Paisley? There too much bumming going on there? He was spamming emojis the other day as well. Did you just kick him or put him in timeout? 'Cause I like giving people second chances. Can you get a direct flight to Scotland? I can, but it's probably going to be... Actually, can I? The last time I looked, I don't think I could. I probably could, but it's going to be a couple $100 more. But anyway. Well, we are going to get this game. You fucking muppet! We're going to get started here in a second. He's on a timeout. Okay, good. Let's see if he can change his tune. I gave Alfie. Whoops, here we go. We're starting. I gave the troll Alfie a second chance. I gave him like 4 or 5 chances, and he keeps coming back and talking that political nonsense. So oh, Netherlands out the gate with some attack here. Didn't work out very well, but they came out with a fury there. All right, so they still got the ball. They're probing. More probing going on. Still got possession. They kick it back to midfield. All right. Japan looks like they're about to clear it out. But we'll see. We will see. I have the flags ready for whoever scores. So whoever scores, their flag is going up on the screen, man. But I think this is the first stream where nobody scored, so I can't do it. Does Miss Boomer watch football? Ooh, had a cross, but nobody there seemed to be there to take advantage of it. No, Miss Boomer does not watch football. She'll watch American football with me sometimes, but no, she doesn't get into sports really, for the most part. If you take her to a game, she'll get excited about it because she actually likes going to the game and, soaking in the atmosphere. So, which I could have done with this event if the tickets weren't $7,000. So couldn't do it. Not gonna lie, I struggle to get through 90 minutes. Well, if it's a very defensive game, I can see how some people might consider it a snooze fest. But I'll tell you what, the reason why I said the first half was boring, I don't mind defensive games, but the first half in particular, it just felt like, other than like the 2 or 3 times where an actual attempt at scoring a goal were made, it felt like that both teams were, for 45 straight minutes, were just feeling each other out. And that's no fun, So that's why I said it was boring. Now, if you have a game where there's a lot, because I remember last World Cup when the United States played England. I remember this game well because it was a very defensive game. And the final score was a draw. It was 0-0. So nobody scored. And I didn't think it was a boring game at all because there were a lot of attempts from both sides on the goal. And they just uh, the defense just stopped all of them. The goalkeepers played tremendously. So that was not a boring game at all to me, even though nobody scored. It was very exciting, I thought. But this, where they're just kind of just like, kicking the ball around, feeling each other out, not very exciting. First half. Let's see. Hopefully the second half will be better, though. So we'll see. Right now, we got a kick from the Netherlands. Let's see what they do with it here. And it goes in. Japan's heads it back out, but the Netherlands retains possession near midfield. So Netherlands kicks it across, and it heads it. Oh, that's a goal! That's a goal! That's a goal! That's a goal, right? The Japanese players are saying no, but that looks like a goal to me. I'm putting it on the board, dude. Fuck yeah. All right. Netherlands with the goal. You know what that means? My Dutch boys get their flag up on the screen. So let's do it. Absolutely. A lot of the Japanese players were like waving it off, like, no. And then he heads it in directly in the corner. Oh, man, off the post, too. That was beautiful. Perfect. Dude. Whew. Beautiful. If that just went like an inch to the right, if that went an inch to the right, that is not a goal. That was great. Excellent. That's one of the best goals I've seen so far. Amazing. Amazing. Well done, Holland. Actually, you know what I want to do right now? If there's anyone who's Dutch watching this, type 1 in the chat. Let me know where you are. Let me know. Where are you? I want to see you because I want to ask you a question afterwards once I identify you. All right. Dude, those graphics are weird. Those graphics creep me out. Van Houten? Gary? Somebody said Clarkson is Dutch. XO. That's funny. Easy. So is Holland an acceptable term, or do you prefer the Netherlands? What's like the proper? Which one is more acceptable? Is what I'm trying to say. Is it the Netherlands or Holland? What should I say? I watched a video on that like 3 or 4 years ago, but I can't remember. Because Holland is like a region, like more inland in the Netherlands, right? It's like a specific region. Yeah, yeah. Renaissance said Holland is just a tiny bit. Yeah. Okay. It's like a state. Okay, that makes more sense. It's kind of like a state or a province, but Netherlands is the actual country. But Renaissance also says, of course, we still say Holland. Why change after 500 years? Ooh, Netherlands are on the attack again. That was stifled. Netherlands is yeah. Okay, so Netherlands is more acceptable because that's be like That's like so it's kind of like if you're going to the United States and you look over at your buddy on the plane as you're boarding and you go, "Guess what, fellas? I'm going to Texas." And it's just like one part of the United States. Like you might be going to Texas, but what if you fly over to the United States and you're like, "I'm going to Texas," and you end up in Montana? You know? Then you're not in Texas. So I don't know. I just I find it interesting. Probably like calling the UK England. That's right. That is correct. Or I could leave Northern Ireland out and call it Britain. Could do that too. But don't want to do that to the lovely people of Northern Ireland. I don't know. But there's the Irish in Northern Ireland who want to be left out of that union, but that's a whole nother story. Hey, Netherlands is on the attack. Kicked it a little too far though. They did save it, but all for naught. Matthew says he is very sorry. It's okay. Just don't do it again. Craig has his eye on you. So I wasn't even going to kick you. I was going to ask you to stop. But Craig has an American trigger finger, okay? And what I mean by that is he has a very quick trigger finger. So especially if you act like a kid at a school. See, I have my own jokes about my own country now. There you go. American news networks talking about Northern Ireland is always hilarious to us. And Northern Ireland always, oh my God, they probably have no fucking clue. I mean, I had like kind of an idea in my head, but then once I started watching Dairy Girls, and after I got a lot of feedback after that first episode, they're like, you really should look into the history of the Troubles. And I went on a fucking like massive deep dive. Whoa, Japan! Holy shit! Damn, talk about a quick trigger. That his leg, he just out of nowhere, bang! Japan has tied it up. Holy shit, dude. Wow. He just like stood there and then bang, tied it up. Wow. Out of nowhere, dude. Fucking, I'm villainizing Craig. Nah, Craig's my mate, dude. Oh, went through his legs too and off of the other guy a little bit. That was a nice goal. He fucking smoked that. He hit a fucking piss missile in there. Said, Sap, you think it might get ruled out? Why? Might be offside? They would have stopped it by now, wouldn't it? I would think they would have stopped it by now if that was the case. Well, this second half is way better than the first half. I love how the Japanese players don't complain. They don't. The ref tells them something, and they're like, "Okay." They just nod. They go, "Okay." There's no complaint. Some of some of these players from the other teams, they whine like little children when the ref tells them something, dude. Japan just takes it in stride, like, okay, okay. You remember in the Scotland game yesterday? There was I forget who it was, but the ref, one of the refs, called him on something, and then he just looked at the ref and just went, "No, no," like a maniac. Japan clears it out. All right, they're on a breakaway here. Got two defenders around. Oh, well, that stops the game. That's a yellow. That's a yellow. I think he kicked Kamada's legs out from under him. Actually, Daniel was kind enough to give me these fucking rosters, and I haven't mentioned the players very much, so apologies for that. Probably because I can't pronounce half their names because I'm an idiot. It was Robertson for Scotland that did that. I was dying when he did that. That was funny because he looks terrifying. Ivan's trying to bait me. I see you, Ivan. Nice try. Japan. Oh, kicked it across. That was a good opportunity there, but nobody was there to capitalize. Oh man, yo, dude, Kubo's giving it back to them now. Kubo's had enough. Man, look at that goal, dude. That was beautiful. Two very beautiful goals, by the way. No, Lee, you're a legend. A little more homework before each game, maybe. Here's the thing: I don't have a lot of time. Like I really don't. So fucking busy, and you know, got a daughter I gotta help raise. I got other reactions I still got to record. This next coming week is also going to be a big test because I have 3 uh days coming up where I have to stream two games. 3 days this week. And it'll be interesting to see how I get the recording done cuz the World Cup started Wednesday. Uh-oh. We got it looks like they're coming up fast here. All right. He kicks it across. Wow! Wow! 2. Beautiful. I just remembered I should have changed the screen back to this. But instead, we're going to keep it with this. Fucking right, dude. Netherlands. Awesome. Awesome. Hell yeah. Nice job. So, we got about 30 minutes left here. 2-1 Netherlands. Great goal. Look at this. Off the post again and in. Man. The Dutch are performing surgery. Where did I need the chat to help me out. Where did the last World Cup, where did the Netherlands end up? Because I know they beat the Americans in the first stage of the knockout round, 3-1. I remember that one. I could just look it up. Tied for 5th. They were eliminated in the quarterfinals by Argentina. Okay. I didn't want to look it up because I gotta fucking do everything on my screen to get that out of the way. So they got knocked out by the champion. So nothing to be ashamed of there, dude. Quarterfinals. All right. So 2-1. Ooh. Getting up again. Ooh, breakaway. This could be something big here. Oh, nice move. Oh, man. 21. Who's 20? Ito. Ito came in and definitely saved that. Otherwise, he would have had it. That was some good moves by, who is that guy? I can't see what number he is. It's hard to honestly, it's hard to read the numbers. Is that number 11? Gakpo? It's hard to read the names of read the numbers of the Netherlands jerseys. So because it's the fucking orange is just so goddamn bright, man. Thank you for that, Michael. Oh, Japan is attacked. Ooh, very close. Just a little bit too high. Nice attempt by Kubo there. So yeah, this half is quite exciting. This is an excellent half. Definitely prefer this one over the first half. And Gakpo plays for Liverpool. Thank you for that information, cuteness. Very exciting half. All right. Let's pull these back up for those of you who came in late and don't know what the stream schedule is. So, Spain, Cabo Verde tomorrow. Next day, we got a doubleheader, France and Senegal. This is a back-to-back stream. So, France versus Senegal, and then Iraq versus Norway. Norway is my sleeper pick to win it all. I've mentioned that a few times now, but... and then, of course, we got the... this is probably going to shatter the viewership record here on the channel for the watch-along. Viewership numbers. England against Croatia. That's going to be fucking huge. Because you lovely English folk dominate the subscriber base. Did I sound British when I said quite exciting? That was quite exciting. I could sound proper. You know, it comes with the territory. I can't do much of a posh British accent. But what I can do is sound like Michael Caine. Okay? You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off. Yeah, I can't do any of the accents. Wish I could. Terrible at it. I need to what if I really wanted to get it down? I would need to live there for at least 6 months to get an accent down. At least 6 months. So
Hi, I'm Ed Winchester.
Lovely cup of tea. Lovely. I did not nail that. Stop being nice to me, Lee. I did not nail that accent. Come on now. I appreciate the generosity, though. If you could do a pirate, you can do Bristol. Kind of like what's his fucking Anthony Hopkins in The Bounty. That's right, sir. I am the first. It's funny you mentioned that, Dusty, because I feel like honestly, when I try, I feel like the one that I get closest to actually being semi good might be Australian. Lee is British. You do realize he was being sarcastic, don't you? I forgot. Sorry. He's probably being very sarcastic. Can you do a Scouse Geordie accent? No. No. All right. So we are back. Netherlands is probing, pushing up. I can't, dude. I can't see. That's the trouble with the Netherlands. I can't even see their numbers to then look at my roster and get their names. Oh, the Pacino. Did you guys see that video I posted? It didn't get a lot of views, but and Jay sent that to me. It was a very good find by Jay. But it was Al Pacino attempting a British accent, and it was fucking hilarious. What did you think of I Swear? I thought it was great. That was the best movie I've seen this past year. It was great. Great movie. You're very angry that we skip. Who is that? Was that Liv Morgan? Craig, help me out. Was that Liv Morgan on the screen? Looked like Liv Morgan. Sorry, I didn't stream the Sweden game. Sorry. I gotta pick and choose, and then I have to return to my family. So most of the matches that I stream are gonna be teams that are involved in my top 10 teams that I'm rooting for. So, whoa, what a save! Holy shit, that was very close. Excellent save by Suzuki there. Excellent save. Somebody said, "Who the fuck is Liv Morgan?" She is a wrestler in the WWE. She's also a Florida girl. She's a trashy little Italian Florida girl. American Italian, obviously. I think. I don't know if she's from Florida, but I know she lives in Florida. I was like, that's fucking Liv Morgan. All right, so Japan is now probing the Dutch defense here. Oh, they get it past him. And whoa, number 15. Van de Ven didn't like it, so he just said, I'm going to throw a shoulder into you and knock your butt on the ground. Actually, no, that would be a good cover, Daniel. But no, I called her a trashy little Italian girl because that's what Joey Numbers from Wrestling Soup calls her. And he says it out of love. Like his like kink is trashy little American Italian girls. So that's why I said that. You guys like that I say probing? You know, like they're probing the defense. It sounds like somebody's about to get bummed, doesn't it? By an alien.
Have you seen Scotland's star Pat McGroin? Scotland emoji.
Pat McGroin? He got me. Jordan got me. Damn it. Fucking hell. He goddamn got me. I've seen about 5 chats today. They were not super chats, though. They were regular chats. And I read them and I was like, nah, you're not getting me. You're not getting me today. You're not getting me. And I got by Jordan. Jordan fucking got me, you prick. I love you. Thank you for that. Thank you for the super chat, too. I appreciate it. All right. So, Netherlands on the attack again now. And that's nothing against Italians, you know. I mean American Italian. Like when somebody says when somebody in the States says trashy Italian girl, they're thinking of somebody like an American of Italian descent from like New York or New Jersey, you know, or Florida. That's what they're talking about. And they're crazy. They're fucking crazy. Don't recommend dating them. Unless you like that particular kind of crazy. So it has nothing to do with Italy or real Italians, you know. Just want to make that clear because I know I have some Italian followers. I don't want to scare them away. You're looking for a Southern Belle? Really? That would be a hard pull because usually Southern Belles only like other Southern guys. So that would be a hard pull there. Even with your fancy schmancy British accent. So that would be a tough one. So if you pulled that off, I'd be like, dude, well done. Well fucking done. But if you have a fancy schmancy British accent and you go to like the Northeast, like fucking Massachusetts or Pennsylvania or New York or somewhere out in the Midwest or even California or something, you're going to be swimming in clunge. Trust me. See, Mark says it. Yeah, he said he never felt so attractive when he went to the U.S. because you show up and you start talking, and all the birds are going, "Oh my god, can you talk to me some more? I love your fucking act," and they start moving their hair. I love your fucking accent. Oh my god, talk to me some more, daddy. That's what they do. And as soon as you start talking, we don't exist anymore. You don't believe me? Get a plane ticket. Come over here, try it out. I know quite a few of you actually, like who have American wives as well, or British girls with. Oh, that was close. Japan. Nearly tied it up there. It hits a bit different when I do the impression. Somebody should just clip that one specific bit where I just talked like that. The Japan is on the prowl here. They came very close to a goal a couple times here. This second half has actually been fantastic. I really like this action here we got in the second half. Very good. Woo, man, that was close. Looked like if the goalie didn't stop it, it might have hit the top, the crossbar. What about a raspy and blunt Highlander accent? Will they understand? If they're fans of the show, we were just talking about the show the other day, Outlander. If they're fans of the show Outlander, then yes. I feel like Scottish accents do well here as well. Actually, you know. King Boomer zero context clips channel incoming. Wise guy, you're banned on the YouTube chat I don't know. I didn't do it. Either that or I just can't read them because the chat's going so fast. Sometimes I see messages in there and I'm like, I like, or I don't see one particular guy's, and after a while they get like upset with me. I don't know. Chat's moving pretty fast. Maybe Craig kicked you out. Maybe you said something he didn't like. Maybe you said you like James Corden and Craig said, I've had enough of you. Ooh. It's not exclusive though. When your US lads helped out with the whole Europe thing, a lot of UK gals suddenly became pregnant and married. I'd actually, the fact that I read that out loud, ooh, a yellow card, probably pissed some people off. Dude, I don't like, you know what? I'll tell you something exclusive here. I don't like doing reaction videos that have to do with World War II anymore because all of the comments, all of the top comments are just like, fuck the United States. You guys didn't really help us. They make it seem like we actually like should have like we're on the fucking Axis side. And I'm like, dude, I don't want to do any fucking I'm going to get a lecture. Like, we could have not helped and then and then just said good luck to you, but that shit, I know it's like, it grinds some people's gears, like some of the decision making that the Americans and yeah, to be fair, we did show up late. Yes, we did get involved pretty late. Okay, and by that time, most of you guys were tired of fighting already. But I see those fucking comments on. They always overtake those kind of reactions, and I'm like, all right, well then I just won't do this anymore. If you think we actually were like fucking teamed up with the Nazis, like you hate us that much, then I won't do these type of reactions anymore. Be the better person. Yeah, well, I don't like reply to him and be like, dude, what's your fucking problem or anything. I just go, all right, well, if you're going to feel that way, then I guess I won't I guess I won't do these kind of reactions anymore. That's why I don't do that. Like, I see there's some channels that like all their reaction videos are like, um, you know, the Americans are so stupid. Look at these stupid Americans. They're so stupid. They're so uneducated. And now look at our European systems of education and all our things over here. They're so much better than the barbaric Americans. And like they fucking force. It's like they're forcing them to like watch these, and then it's like a humiliation ritual. And I don't really get mad at the people who like want them to watch it. I get more mad at the reactors. Like, dude, stop fucking have some fucking self-respect for yourself, you know? Like every video is just like, wow, we're such shit and they're so much better. Like, don't do that to yourself. Every once in a while when you do a video like that, when it's actually interesting, like a specific thing, like cuz I've done a few of them. But when it's all just like all about how dumb Americans are and about how smart Europeans are, it's just it's tiresome. But anyway, back to the game here. That's why I'd rather do reaction videos like with the comedy and celebrating like good things about uh your guys' countries. That those are the ones that I love to do. There we go. Let's see what Japan does here because they got a kick. And their own guy heads it back. That must have been strategy. Nathan, facts can be tiresome. Well, I'll tell you what, if I hopped on over to your country and I went around in a street that you didn't really particularly want me to go down and I stuck a microphone in people's faces, am I going to encounter 100 geniuses out of 100? I don't think I am. I don't think I am. I think I'm going to encounter the same kind of results that you see here when you stick a camera in somebody's face. Ho, ho, that was close. What are you doing, Jane? Huh? What the fuck are you doing? Back there going crazy. Oh, he headed it in again. Another goal. Holy shit. Right at the end. Oh my God. Holy shit. It's tied. Wow. Fucking hell. That's crazy. And it was off somebody too. And it hit his fucking hand. Oh man, that sucks for the Netherlands, dude. Good for Japan though. Whew, man. All right. 89 minutes. If I'm 3 minutes behind, why don't you just hit pause on your screen so the feed will catch up? That's the thing. Like, you don't have to be ahead of me. You know, you can pause it and then wait for that's what the times are for. You can match up the times and what you see on the screen, and it'll be the same thing. Background, sorry. You're right. Sorry.
Hi, I'm Ed Winchester.
Woo! Tightly contested match. Thank you, Gary. All right, Japan. Whoa, you can't grab him, dude. You can't do that. He just grabbed him. Yeah, that's another yellow. Does that mean that it's a red now? 2 yellows is a red, right? Get plus 6 minutes. Van de Ven. That's a great name. I love that name. All right. Well, it's all tied up, man. Fuck. I really want the Netherlands to win, though. Okay. So that was his first particular yellow. Yeah. Okay. Van de Ven. Van de Ven. Great name. Like the whole roster, it's like all Dutch names, and then you get to the last guy, number 24, and it's Somerville. Well, I didn't know. I don't know. I don't know if it was Van de Ven who got the first yellow. Hey, gifted a tier 1 sub to Matthew Spears. Nice job, Michael. Thank you. All right. The Netherlands are probing. We got 3.5 minutes left. Hits across. Heads it a little too high. A little too high. A little too high. Somerville was born in England. The last name certainly sounds like it. Man. So this is a very good match now, just because of the second half. Dan it, dan it, dan it, dan it, dan it, dan it. Netherlands, do something, man. Come on, buddy. We're probing. We are probing. Netherlands is probing the Japanese defense. 22, Dumfries takes it down to the corner. He kicks it in across. It goes right to the goalkeeper. Goalkeeper. Suzuki. And he kicks it all the way down the field. Ball goes into the crowd, and a Japanese fella. He certainly thinks that my accent keeps morphing into like multiple countries. The current state of the Dutch and Brazilian teams just depresses me. I hear people saying that about Brazil. Like, Brazil is always a massive powerhouse. Failed probing attempt by the Dutch. They better probe. Come on. Come on. You Dutch fellas, start probing. Probe a little harder. Probe faster and harder. All right, we got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. They were shite the other day. Or was Morocco just good? Because they played Morocco, and Morocco is a good team, right? Netherlands. Ooh, no. You got 30 seconds. Come on. Come on. Come on, Van de Ven. Get it over there. There you go. Up Japan. They're going to clear it out. This is going to be a tie game. Tie match. This second half has been phenomenal, though. This definitely saved the game. Because that first half was brutal. Jay Beverman is back. He said he farted with joy when my bet landed and made the... Yeah, I keep hearing that Morocco's pretty fucking good, actually. So it's final 2-2. Look at that. Two. That's it. That's all she wrote, gentlemen. That was a good game, though. First half was awful. Second half was the best half of football that maybe I have seen so far in these live streams. So, wow. So nothing to be embarrassed about. Teams haven't taken Japan seriously. I keep hearing that too, that people are sleeping on Japan. And I wouldn't sleep on the Japanese when they do anything. Do you know, you guys have no idea how fucking good the Japanese are at baseball now. Not to, change the sport topic or anything. But the Japanese, just 30 years ago, they were they were decent at baseball, but they were, whenever they would have players come over to the States, like usually there was only like a handful of them that could hang. Now, they're the best players in the world because they fucking put all their energy and effort into it. They're the best players in the world in baseball. Now, I know somebody's going to say, well, nobody in the world plays baseball. Well, there's, like fucking 20 plus countries that do. So, but let's stop that clock. That is the final result. Two. Netherlands and Japan have tied. Came to a draw, and they did it gracefully. Good match. I was expecting... See, the second half is how I expected the first half. Or I expected the whole game to be like that. I expected it to be a really good, close game. But that second half was fucking brilliant. I'm very happy with how that second half turned out. Very entertaining. Both teams should hold their heads high because they was... Otani's the best player in the world by far, yeah. He might be the best player who ever lived. So anyway, let's pull this up before we get out of here.
Hi, I'm Ed Winchester.
All right, here we go. Spain and Cabo Verde. That is tomorrow at 12. Then we got a doubleheader on Tuesday. France and Senegal at 3, back-to-back streams, and then Norway against Iraq at 6, and then the big cojones, England and Croatia. I know that stream. I'm predicting that will get like Concurrently around 700 viewers, maybe even 800, but I'm gonna go with 700. So would have had 8 extra minutes time if you pooped. Somebody's got the Spanish flag in there. I'm rooting for Spain. They're my number 8 team on the list. Here we go. I'll do this before we go too. See that? South Africa, France, Spain, Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, England, United States, Scotland. That's the cheer order. I guess that's what I can call it. Those are those teams I'm rooting for, and in that order. So, anyway, I gotta go because I gotta go have dinner with my parents tonight. So I have to go annoy the shit out of them. I will see you guys for Spain and Cabo Verde tomorrow because it'll actually be a reasonable time for you guys for once. How about that? So, much love. Get some sleep. Don't drink too much. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out, everybody.
Hi, I'm Ed Winchester.